If you're in America and have purchased something online recently, most likely it came to your house in one of those smiley face boxes from Amazon. Today, this retail titan has made online shopping as normal as it is to make a phone call overseas.
However, not so long ago, shopping online seemed ridiculous and to some even dangerous. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon back in 1994, the internet was just starting to take shape, and buying something online was unheard of. Given this environment, Bezos said there was a 70% chance that his new company would go bankrupt. But almost 30 years later, the internet ended up seeping into every corner of our lives. Amazon has ridden this wave of new technology to become the biggest retailer in the entire world. Despite being the world's richest person in 2021, Bezos started out from humble beginnings. His parents were both teenagers when he was born, and they worked hard to provide young Bezos with a quality education. Bezos stood out in school and eventually went on to study at Princeton University, where he got a degree in electrical engineering. After graduating, he worked a few jobs for budding technology companies during the early 90s. His first few jobs exposed him to the internet and what it could do. In 1994, he founded Amazon with his then wife, Mackenzie Scott. They chose the name Amazon, so Amazon would appear first on internet listings because back then, things online were listed alphabetically, just like a phone book. This is laughable, that the internet used to be so primitive compared to the sophisticated algorithms of TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube that seems to know what you want to read, watch, and buy better than you do. Despite being so basic, Bezos saw the potential for the internet to change the world and went all in. He quit his job, borrowed $300,000 from his parents, and wrote a business plan with his wife while they drove across the country. They relocated to Seattle and launched Amazon, which started out as an online retailer specializing in books.
It's easy to look at Bezos' billion now and think it was just a linear path to personal helicopters and luxury Manhattan apartments. However, up until around 10 years ago, Bezos was notoriously frugal. Even after a $54 million IPO made him exquisitely rich in 1997, he still drove an old Honda for years. His attitude for living lean extended to Amazon, where most decisions were made strictly on data. This gave Bezos the reputation as being nerdy and cold.
However, under Bezos' meticulous and ambitious leadership, Amazon managed to survive the dot-com bubble by borrowing heavily and living by the motto, "Get big fast." Before the bubble burst, the company moved out of just selling books and into other products such as music, toys, electronics, and tools. However, Bezos' aggressive borrowing and expansion nearly brought the company into bankruptcy in 2002. Luckily, Amazon clung on for dear life without going insolvent, and 2003 turned out to be Amazon's first ever profitable year. After that, it seems like Amazon's growth had exploded exponentially. In 2007, Amazon revolutionized reading with the Kindle and moved into other digital spaces such as cloud computing after acquiring a $600 million contract with the US government in 2013. As Amazon grew into one of the largest companies in the world, Bezos became a public figure and a household name. In the early 2010s, his fame forced him to come out from behind a spreadsheet and interact with the media and the public on a regular basis. Some say that this inspired a radical personal transformation from his former frugal nerdy self into a healthy conscience Type 8 jet setter, similar to Richard Branson. For better or worse, a public Bezos became an easy-to-hate, ruthless capitalist supervillain that put profit before people. Some journalists characterized him as the world's worst boss, while Senator Bernie Sanders grilled Bezos publicly over underpaying his employees while he racked in billions.
You are worth $182 billion. That's a B. Why are you doing everything in your power to stop your workers in Bessemer, Alabama, from joining a union so that they can negotiate for better wages, better benefits, and better working conditions?
Recently, we have started seeing Amazon workers really retaliate against the retail and tech giant. Just this past week, workers in Moreno Valley at a facility over there.
Eventually, Bezos managed to raise his company minimum wage to $15 an hour without putting a dent in his bank account. By 2018, Bezos was officially the richest person in the world with a net worth of $112 billion. But a year later, a very public divorce stripped Bezos of 1/4 of his assets, setting him back a pretty $36 billion. Nevertheless, the pandemic and all the online shopping that came with it did wonders for Bezos' net worth. In 2021, he was officially the world's richest person, again weighing in at $133.4 billion. In July 2021, he had enough of running Amazon, stepped down, and then proceeded to blast off into space. While making Amazon the biggest retailer in the world, Bezos had the time to work on his side hustle, a space exploration company called Blue Origin. After testing the safety of countless rockets, he finally had the chance to fly into space with his half-brother for around 10 minutes. Despite leaving Amazon, Bezos doesn't seem to be slowing down in the slightest. Through Blue Origin, Bezos hoped to fulfill his grand ambitions of commercializing spaceflight and colonizing other planets.
Whether you think Bezos is a monster who would charge his mother interest on a $5 loan, or a genius that plugged the internet into a logistics revolution, you'll probably end up buying something from Amazon at some point if you haven't already. With the accessibility of nearly anything and everything, as cheap as they are, delivered to your doorsteps within a day or two, it's hard to say no to the world's largest e-commerce, Amazon, even with all its flaws.